Straightest contact. Silence.
Damn it.
Not this time, maybe the next.
All right, you know the drill, people. Scatter formation. Keep them off the civvies and don't stray beyond the recovery line.
Something groundbreaking is happening here. This is the first scene of the first season of 2004's Battlestar Galactica, and at this moment, Captain Adama and his crew have been up for 5 days straight, fleeing from the Cylons, who somehow manage to find them again and again every 33 minutes. It's Groundhog Day. The Cylons appear, Viper pilots fight them off, the fleet jumps, and the clock resets.
Start the clock. And let's start prepping for the next jump.
Clock is running. 33 minutes.
But wait, it's 2004 and sci-fi shows aren't supposed to open like this. We're supposed to start with a slow exterior shot.
Captain's log, stardate 47751.2.
And then we gradually ease into the story of the week. But everything's different here. We open in the middle of a crisis with an exhausted crew nearing their breaking point. And sure enough,
all civilian ships present and
things go from bad to worse.
strike my last. One civilian ship missing and unaccounted for, sir.
It's not what you're expecting, and that's what's groundbreaking here. A show that's defying the conventions of how science fiction is supposed to be done, circa 2004, and daring to tell a new kind of story.
We make mistakes, people die. There aren't many of us left.
And that's what I'd like to explore today. How Battlestar Galactica's first season and the miniseries way back in 2004 revolutionized science fiction. And as we'll see, this show might be 20 years old, but it still holds some big lessons for sci-fi and fantasy today. Let's dive in.
Good morning, Starbuck. What do you hear?
Nothing but the rain.
Grab your gun and bring in the cat.
Boom, boom, boom.
But let's back up a second, because Battlestar's science fiction revolution started with its very first shot, not in season 1, but in the miniseries, which aired 10 months earlier and is the true pilot for the show. In 2004, you've never seen something like this in sci-fi TV. A 4-minute tracking shot that sets up everything we need to know about the show.
This ship, the last of her kind still in service, was constructed over 50 years ago during the early days of the Cylon War.
Here's Ronald Moore.
I was trying to think about how I wanted to open this show, and it was Starbuck jogging through the halls of the Galactica, and along the way, she's going to meet people.
I just wanted to say what a pleasure it's been serving with you and your command, sir.
Captain Kelly. It's been my honor.
This shot, which took an entire day to get right, feels like something out of a film.
The Cylon War is long over, yet we
Morning,
must
sir.
not forget.
Not TV. We overhear snippets of conversation and pick up little puzzle pieces, slowly learning about what's going on aboard Galactica without the classic TV exposition dump.
It's supposed to be a Battlestar, not a museum. Sorry for saying so, sir.
Couldn't agree with you more.
A news reporter talks about Galactica's age, Captain Adama practices a speech, techs talk about a museum, and a lieutenant reports a missing diplomatic ship.
Courier officers overdue coming back from Armistice Station.
We realize that today is Galactica's decommissioning day, and we see a ship that's tight and cramped, oozing military design, and a CIC that looks so completely different from a Star Trek bridge.
Colonel?
In barely 5 minutes, this show has introduced us to a world unlike anything we've seen before, and in a way that we've never experienced on TV.
It's like phones with cords, awkward manual valves, computers that, well, barely deserve the name.
And that's not the most groundbreaking part of the opening. Back to Ronald Moore.
It was very important to me that the beginning, the first hour, was just the characters. I just wanted to set up these people and who they were in their lives before Pearl Harbor happens.
The most groundbreaking thing is that we're introduced to the true focus of the show. Not the plot, the impending Cylon attack, but the people we will follow through the plot. The characters.
It was really a character story. It was about the characters. And that's really what the lifeblood of the show was going to be. It was going to be about them as people.
And Battlestar Galactica is full of characters who defy our expectations of science fiction.
Many good men and women lost their lives aboard this ship because someone wanted a faster computer to make life easier.
Like Captain Adama.
Typically, when you play this kind of character in a science fiction series, the captain, yes, he gave up a wife and child, and oh, he pines secretly for the home and hearth. But you never really buy it. You never really go, oh yeah, Kirk would be much happier in his cabin, and Picard would be much happier, digging around in the dirt. You know that they were really meant to be captains.
My orders said report here and participate in the ceremony, so I'm here. And I'm gonna participate in the ceremony. There wasn't anything in my orders about having any heart-to-heart chats with the old man.
With Adama, there's a real sense of loss. There's a real sense that this man made certain choices and he's lived with them, but there is a real cost. He has a difficult, estranged relationship with his son.
A man isn't a man until he wears the wings of a Viper pilot. Doesn't that sound at all familiar to you?
He's not close to anybody, and he's at the end of his career, and he's on a ship that's about to be decommissioned and retired, and he's going off into the sunset. And that's an unusual thing for the leading character in one of these shows.
The cost of wearing the uniform can be high.
We realize that today is Adama's retirement day, and he has deep existential questions over devoting his entire life to military service.
Sometimes it's too high. When we fought the Cylons, we did it to save ourselves from extinction. But we never answered the question, why? Why are we as a people worth saving?
This, of course, is a very different kind of starship captain. So why is this so compelling?
You cannot play God, then wash your hands of the things that you've created. Sooner or later, the day comes when you can't hide from the things that you've done anymore.
It's compelling because this is a real person. Adama isn't a cardboard cutout from our idea of what a captain should be. He's a three-dimensional human being who could easily be in our world, someone we can relate to. We feel his pain because we've all experienced regret in our own ways. And I think this was the great innovation of Battlestar Galactica back in 2004. It populated its futuristic sci-fi world with normal people.
Could you maybe stand a bit closer?
These aren't superheroes or paragons of virtue.
Fantastic. Commander, could you put your arm around your son?
These are ordinary people, just like us.
Great. Perfect.
Like Laura Roslin, an unremarkable government bureaucrat facing a terminal cancer diagnosis who is suddenly thrust into circumstances beyond her control. And something very important is happening here as the camera lingers in silence for a few extra seconds. Ronald Moore holds on these little, lingering moments to deeply immerse us in these characters, for us to feel connected.
It's these little human moments in between all the drama and all the action that really makes the series work for me. This little walk across the hangar bay, it's a very small little moment, but it's the kind of thing that, to me, really define what the show is, in the same way that, Adama shaving is a key thing. We were really determined not to cut the humanity out of the show, so as a result, that simple walk across the hangar bay became this sort of like bright line.
At least get somebody starting to work. Hey, we'll sleep when we're dead.
And these small character-building moments, they're not just groundbreaking science fiction. They are the central source of Battlestar's drama. Because look, we all know that the Cylons are going to attack, and here it is.
This is the commander. Moments ago, this ship received word of a Cylon attack against our home worlds is underway.
And we know that things will go wrong.
Galactica Starbuck. The forward section of the port flight pod has sustained heavy damage. Galactica, you've got violent decompressions all along the port flight pod. Do you read me?
What's dramatic isn't these plot elements, it's how all these little character moments set up in the first hour connect to the plot. Whether they will rise to the challenge.
So, take personal command of these units.
Me?
You're either the XO or you're not.
Like Ty, an alcoholic, deeply flawed XO who makes a hard decision he didn't think he was capable of.
They just need a minute!
We don't have a minute! If the fire reaches the hangar pods, it'll ignite the fuel lines and we'll lose the ship. Do it!
Battlestar Galactica is built around moments like this.
Wait a minute, who put you in charge?
Where characters are forced to confront themselves in order to meet the moment.
The answer is no one. But this is a government ship, and I am the senior government official, so that puts me in charge. So
And what makes the show so revolutionary and riveting is that these moments involve confronting complicated moral dilemmas.
I always wanted the audience to get to uncomfortable places where they weren't sure what they wanted to have happen, and they weren't sure who to root for and why.
You planning to stage a military coup?
Like here.
My primary objective at the present time is to repair the Galactica. Continue to fight.
As Adama has to decide whether to go back to war or to save the civilian fleet, and it's not clear which one he'll choose.
Madam President, we have to eliminate the Olympic carrier immediately.
Or back to the season premiere when Laura has to decide to destroy the Olympic carrier.
There are 1,300 people on that ship.
Or in a later episode when Adama risks the safety of the fleet to rescue Starbuck.
Under normal circumstances, it would just be sad that the two of you can't come to terms with Zach's death. In this situation, you're putting your pilots at risk, and you're exposing the entire fleet to possible attack every moment we stay here.
But I think the best example is here, at the end of the miniseries.
I know where it is! Earth! The most guarded secret we have.
It's a culmination of Adama's journey, a captain who starts off without hope, with profound regret over his career, who realizes he needs to give hope to his crew.
It's not enough to just live. You have to have something to live for. Let it be Earth.
And when we see Galactica's crew confront these impossible dilemmas, it might be a fictional world, but these moments feel so real. And why is that? It's as if the show is speaking to us through characters who feel like us, talk like us, dress like us, and even sort of swear like us.
This is a brilliant opportunity to say fuck over and over again. It's gonna be frack me, frack you, mother frackers, frack this, frack off. It's like every kind of...
We were fracking.
And that's because Battlestar Galactica is a show about us, specifically what our society was going through in 2004.
As I was watching it, it was hard not to think about 9/11 in that moment. The apocalyptic attack, the people that are stunned, the world turned upside down, the enemies, they're chasing you into the darkness. And I realized if we do this show now, the audience is bringing all that with them too.
As of this moment, we are at war.
Battlestar was reflecting the real world back at us through the lens of science fiction. And for Ronald Moore, this is the true purpose of the genre.
It's Vulcans and it's Cylons and it's Klingons and it's set on these places far, far away. You can kind of enjoy it and watch it, and yet I'm still speaking to you about this other stuff.
Madam President, there are still thousands of people on the sublight ships. We can't just leave them.
Battlestar is so captivating and has such an enduring legacy because it's about the war on terror and all the incredible moral quandaries society faced during this time.
And we don't have the luxury of taking risks and hoping for the best, because if we lose everything. And Madam President, this is a decision that needs to be made right now.
We've all gone through a trauma where you're just going about your life and suddenly everything changes.
Like, who can you trust when anyone can be the enemy?
If the Cylons look like us, then any one of us can be a Cylon.
What civil liberties are we willing to give up in the name of safety?
Did you vote for her?
She was sworn in under the law.
The answer is no one voted for her. No one. And yet she's making decisions for all of us, deciding who lives and who dies. Is that democracy?
When is secrecy more important than transparency?
Independent tribunal, openness, transparency, it all sounds great. But after 20 years in political office, I'm telling you these things have a way of inflicting damage on the people you least expect.
And is torture ever acceptable?
We're essentially waterboarding him. We're putting his head in a bucket. We're talking about things that are happening in the real world. There's a lot of people that are heroes that are doing things like this, and we want the audience to have to look at it.
The hell is going on here?
This is brilliant storytelling. Deep character building, real-life issues reflected back at us, but it only works if we can feel it. And this is where Galactica's visual style comes in.
I
I had a background at Star Trek, and there's a very specific style to the way Star Trek is filmed. I felt a certain artificiality to that approach and felt like it was distancing the audience from what was going on. And one of the things that David and I went in and pitched was we're going to shoot this in a more documentary style, inside and out.
So you've got a ship that feels real, it's old, cramped, and very analog, and on top of that, it feels like you're watching a documentary shot on handheld cameras. And there's a good reason for that.
You're creating something that is fundamentally unreal, and the only way you convince an audience it is real is by giving them a sort of underlying sense that there is a camera involved. There is somebody who had to actually go out and shoot this.
Perimeter established.
Launch Vipers.
Vipers, clear to launch.
And here's where it all comes together, because every dimension of Battlestar's storytelling reinforces the other. Flawed human characters we can identify with, morally complex situations where we're not sure who to root for, conflicts that reflect real issues from the real world back at us, and all filmed in a style that puts us right there, not observing, but as a participant in the action.
I, Laura Roslin.
So this is the LBJ Air Force One shot. We literally had the photo taped to the monitor of Lyndon Johnson swearing in.
That I accept the office of the... That I accept the office of the President of the 12 colonies of Kobo.
It all comes together and just feels real. And that's the point.
3 fracking aboard, Chief.
We're on it, sir. The pressure brake valve is on.
The Enterprise doesn't break down for no reason. In our world, we're making a point that this is a real world. Things just break down because things break down on Galactica.
Ready! Ready!
All right, clear the tube. Let's go. Get her in. Move, move.
These things that made Battlestar Galactica great, they seem so obvious now, but they were unprecedented back in 2004, and a big risk.
They had tested it before they'd go on the air, and it was one of the worst tests in the history of Universal.
Incoming ordnance!
And even after the miniseries succeeded, that worry didn't let up.
You start asking, well, how much of this will the audience hang with you for? But you look at the ratings once this thing aired, there was nothing but build throughout the entire episode. We didn't lose anybody.
It's funny, because in hindsight, it wasn't a risk. Battlestar Galactica expanded the scope of what was possible for science fiction on TV, paving the way for shows like The Expanse to expand that scope even further.
No enemy contacts.
Keep the clock running.
I made this video because I couldn't get a feeling out of my head that I haven't been truly blown away by a show since those days.
All this has me feeling, well, more alive than I have in years.
And what I've come to realize is this. What makes the show groundbreaking is how it artfully subverts our expectations of the genre. It's the viewer thinking, I didn't expect to see this in a sci-fi show. In 2004, Battlestar Galactica didn't invent the anti-hero, the morally gray drama, or even character-driven storytelling, but it brought them into sci-fi TV and blew us away. Okay, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention one more thing before we wrap up.
And now one of your idiot pilots is acting like a child and refusing to take her pills.
The way Ronald Moore empowered his actors and directors.
This moment, this beat right here, was not scripted at all.
Well, I'm glad I'm not working for you.
Damn right, glad.
I mean, this is something that came up on the stage between the director and the actors, and it's really a tribute to the show, how much the material is elevated down on the stage by the actors and the directors.
I really get the sense that everyone knew they were working on something special, especially Edward James Olmos, who on set was a bit like Captain Adama brought to life.
Eddie sat us all down as the cast. He went, the show's going to go for 5 years. 5 years. Every episode is going to be like a movie. Nobody needs to take this as seriously as we do.
So there you have it. Battlestar Galactica was a perfect convergence of things.
Then I'll think about it, Madam President.
A showrunner that had built his career within the traditional genre and knew exactly how and why he wanted to push it to new places, intersecting with real-life issues ripe for allegory, and an amazing cast and crew who rose to the challenge. You might say that we rolled the hard 6.
Jump!
I mean, what got me in it was the writing. I think what got us all was the writing. It was brilliant from the first page.
So say we all.
So say we all.
We did it. We did it without a rehearsal.
So say we all.
So say we all.
So say we all.
So say we all.
When we started into it, I started to move. I just started walking around the space, and as we all saw on that scene, now you gotta remember that was the very first time we all were together. And what ended up happening was that everybody went with it. And the speech that Ron had wrote, it was just right there, and it worked. And when we said, so say we all, it caught everybody by surprise.
I'm Kapil. This is Show Me the Meaning. So say we all.
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 So say we all.